So yeah, please stop me if the quality of the sound or the audio is not good. I'm Campbell Mitchell. I'm the Quality and Food Safety Director for Kerry in Middle East and Africa. The title of my presentation is called Culture Eats HACCP for Breakfast. And the reason I chose that title is, you may be familiar with the famous quote from a guy called Mr. Peter Drucker, a famous management consultant, who coined the phrase culture eats strategy for breakfast. And I think that the theme is that if you don't have a good culture, it doesn't matter what your strategy is, what your food safety plan is, what your HACCP is, you will not achieve your goals. So let me quickly introduce my presentation. First of all, a bit of an introduction about Kerry, then how you can measure food safety culture, how you can improve your food safety culture, and a bit of an introduction to food safety culture here at Kerry, and how you can be audit ready every day with some examples. So my name is Campbell Mitchell, as I said. I'm currently Quality and Food Safety Director for Kerry, Middle East and Africa. We have a number of sites across the Middle East. I started with Kerry in 2018 when we acquired the HACCP sites in Oman and also in Jeddah and Saudi Arabia. We also have, sorry? I'm sharing my screen. Okay. How do I share the screen? Yeah, okay. That's good. Okay, shall I start again? Okay, so yeah, share my screen. Thank you. So, my current role with Kerry is Quality and Food Safety Director in the Middle East and Africa. I'm been with Kerry since 2018, and Kerry acquired the HACCP business in Sohar in Oman, and also in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. Can you see the video here? Should I hide that or Okay, that's good. Thank you. So Kerry is a global business. We have more than 150 manufacturing facilities around the world. We have more than €7 billion in revenue last year, with more than 26,000 employees, and more than 1,000 of those are R&D scientists. So we're very much a food technology company. We're one of the largest food companies that people haven't heard of, because we provide taste and nutrition products for most of the major food companies all around the world. We're a global leader in taste and nutrition. We serve food, beverage, and also pharmaceutical companies, and we also supply some added value brands in the UK and Ireland. We're an Irish company, started in the 70s, and since then grown to be a global company. We have our head office in Ireland. We also have a technology centre in Ireland. We have a technology centre in Bangalore in India for this region. We also have an office in Dubai with a regional technology centre, and also Durban, as I said before. So how would you go about measuring food safety culture? So the new GFSI standards are expecting us to have some sort of food safety culture assessment. So if you have BRC or even now FSSC 22000, it's also coming into the European law that you're required to have some sort of assessment of your business food safety culture. And I'm currently on the steering committee for a BSI publicly available specification for food safety culture that's going to be brought out probably at the end of the year or next year. And a bit like we used to have PAS 220 for prerequisite programs, but when there was only ISO 22000, we're now going to have a PAS 320 for food safety culture. And it'll be based along the lines of this GFSI position paper. It looks at all the different elements of food safety culture. So for me, I think the most important thing when you talk about culture is the people part, and it's the behaviour. What do people actually do? Do they do what you want them to do with regards to food safety? So the BRC have got an optional module as part of their assessment program, so you can use many certification bodies to assess you against this module. It's been developed with a company called Taylor Shellen International based in Dubai. And they're very helpful. They're looking at all the different elements of food safety culture. As I said, the people part is the most important, but there's also the process. Do you have a good purpose, vision, mission, strategy, targets? And then are people proactive? Are they looking for new ways to improve food safety? But the people part is the most important. So Kerry does some annual engagement surveys, and as we know, engagement is very important for motivating people and improving employee welfare, and also making sure that the company performance is as expected. But the people side of it is also the most difficult part. And how do you measure what people are thinking, how they're feeling, really the proof is in the way that people are behaving and the way that they're acting. So for me, there's many different ways to improve food safety culture. There's a famous book by this guy, Frank Yanis, as some of you may be familiar with. I was very fortunate enough to attend a seminar with him at the Dubai Food Safety Conference a few years ago, and he took us through some of the examples out of his book of how you can use the influence of other people to change food safety behaviour, which obviously changes food safety culture. And the most influential one that I noticed that I'd like to talk about today is this Stanley, Milgram, Poynton and Gawking experiment. It's a very famous experiment by a bunch of psychology students back in the 70s and 80s, and they went out into the street. A group of students stood on the street corner and they all pointed at something up in the sky, and before you knew it, other people were stopping and looking, and some people were even thinking that they were seeing something up in the sky, was that there was nothing there. It was just the influence of a group of people influencing other people. And I believe that this is the way that we influence food safety culture in our businesses. We need to walk the walk. We need to get into the facility. We need to walk with people, a group of people doing an inspection, influencing food safety behaviour. So for me, the most powerful way that you can do it is you get a group of people from your organisation. You get the quality manager, the operations manager, the maintenance manager, the pest control operator. You grab the person in charge of the area, if it's a warehouse or maintenance facility or processing line, the lead operator. You grab those people and you get them all together, and as a team you do an inspection of your facility. And by going through this AIB standard, so that AIB is a very famous food safety company that really empowers you to build your food safety culture. But it's that influence of the group of people going through a facility, looking at problems, discussing issues together, that is really the powerful force behind something like an AIB standard that really, in my experience, enables you to change your food safety behaviour, your food safety culture. So the ARB standard has several categories. There's four main categories, which is the operational methods, personal practices, maintenance, cleaning practices, and integrated pest management. And as Richard was saying before, you know, HACCP is one thing, but it's based on a foundation of prerequisite programs. And if you don't get those right, then there's no point doing the HACCP. And again, you know, that you've got to get the culture right in order for these things to be operating effectively. The last section in the ARB standard, the adequacy of the prerequisite and food safety programs, is the documentation side, and that's really not the emphasis for the ARB process. The inspection part is the main emphasis, and that's why I think it's such a great standard. So for me, you know, you have these three key elements of food safety. Just because I'm saying you need to have ARB doesn't mean you shouldn't have your ISO audits or your GFSI audits. It doesn't mean that you don't need HACCP as well. But you put all these three things together. Only when you've got those things operating effectively, then you get an effective food safety culture. So a quick introduction to what our food safety culture is like at Kerry. We have this philosophy, safety first, quality always, and that's embedded in all of our organisations. It's always the first thing we talk about, any team meeting, any discussion about the operations always starts with safety and quality. So we implemented this program globally recently called Kerry Golden Six, and I really like this program because it's ties in nicely with what I was talking about with ARB. It's hands-on. It's getting people in the plant to look for problems themselves and identify those issues. So the Golden Six stands for 6 key areas that everybody should be checking and highlighting if there's any issues every day. And we've implemented this across all of our facilities in Kerry. We have a scorecard. We're keeping track of these things. But the main thing that we're looking for is the people that are in the facility raising red flags if they have any issues. So one section is pest control, water control, sanitation, housekeeping, employee GMP, open product risks, and the condition of the building. And this system is wonderful in its simplicity, because these are the things that every facility should be looking for every day. And by having this as a documented system that's rolled out consistently across all the sites, we have notice boards at the entrance to the factories, we have training videos, we have 1 point lesson templates to make it in different languages globally, we have reference cards so that people forget what they're looking for, they can quickly refer to those, and we highlight if somebody has a really good idea or finds something interesting that we can share with other facilities. We have these templates that we can roll them across all of our facilities so that everybody is focusing, thinking about food safety. And the other thing that's great about this is, yep, okay, wrapping up now. So very quickly, we had a Food Safety Day last year, and I'll just quite quickly show a video for a couple of minutes that brings to life some of the messages that I've been sharing. Okay. Share computer sound. Okay. Okay, is it working now? I'll go back to the start. Okay.
The very first thing that jumped into my mind is our 25,000 employees and making sure that they go home to their families healthy, safe and happy.
Our purpose is really about making wholesome, safe food.
We are a food company. We feed millions of people all over the world every day of the week.
It's about living and breathing a customer-centric way of working to produce the highest quality product that's the safest and most market appropriate to meet our growth objectives.
Our customers have got to have 100% confidence that every day
every hour, every minute, what we do is meeting their needs and all consumers' needs.
So if Kerry is about making better food in a better way for a better future,
So having this open, transparent culture around food safety will be a huge competitive advantage for us.
For me, it's all about growing together and winning together.
As we look to partner and as we look to ensure that our consumers are getting the best and the safest food possible, the fundamental expectation from Kerry and our suppliers is that they're designing and building food safety and quality into all the products they produce every day, every time.
So when our employees wake up in the morning and they go in and work on our manufacturing floor, we want them always to put the customer first in terms of food safety and quality.
The absolute fastest way to do anything is to do it right the first time. And for us, that has to be the ethos. If we put in place the right ways of working, if we think about all the potential risks and challenges we could have within a product, and we make sure that they're managed, all of that's going to run much more smoothly and our product's going to get launched on time.
And I think it's important to recognise that we only win when our customers win and we win together as a team.
So we want all of our employees to be engaged in this process going forward because we want them to be a part of this.
We're working with all our colleagues across the company to make sure that they understand everybody in the company owns safety.
At the end of the day, the most important thing to you and the most important thing to me are our families. And if we can feed the product to our families, then we've done our job.
So that was a really good video that we shared last year with World Food Safety Day, and this is just some examples of the engagement that we got from our colleagues at our factory in Soho and Oman. Obviously COVID compliant, but also we got everybody to participate in food safety, and I think those are the examples of how we exhibit that food safety is part of everything that we do. And I'll just leave you on this last slide. This is an example of how you can encourage food safety and quality thinking in your facilities. This is a stainless steel mirror as you enter the facility in one of our Kerry factories in Malaysia. And as you look in the mirror, you've put on your hairnet, you put on your bed mask and your coat and everything. You look in your mirror and there's a sign there saying quality starts with the person that's looking in the mirror. And you can see there's our global food safety leadership team, really happy to be part of this food safety. So thank you.